It must be a quick and conclusive success, according to him.
They're everywhere.
My God.
My God.
This is what Hitler believes will be the offensive that changes the war. July 5th, 1943. Kursk. At the spearhead is Germany's most elite formation, Grossdeutschland, better equipped than most panzer divisions and feared across the Eastern Front. Its mission is simple: punch through the Soviet defenses and restore Germany's strategic initiative. The Soviet Union was led by Joseph Stalin, but Stalin was not the man commanding tanks on the battlefield. The defense of Kursk was planned and executed by Soviet military commanders who had spent months preparing for the German assault. But why was Grossdeutschland attacking here? Months earlier, Soviet offensives had pushed deep into German lines, creating a massive bulge around the city of Kursk. Now the Germans wanted to erase it. Their plan was called Operation Citadel. German armies would attack from the north and south, drive toward Kursk, and trap the Soviet forces inside the salient. Grossdeutschland was part of the southern assault. And for the Germans, the plan depended on one thing: speed. Break the Soviet front. Keep moving. Reach the rear. And close the trap before the Red Army could react. But the Soviets had spent months preparing for exactly this attack. They knew where the Germans were coming from, and they had turned the ground ahead into a defensive system designed to do one thing: slow the German advance until its momentum disappeared. Grossdeutschland was part of the southern attack. Its mission was to break through the Soviet defenses and drive north. The Germans expected their armored forces to create a rapid breakthrough. But the Soviets knew they were coming, and they had months to prepare. The Soviets built multiple defensive belts across the German approach. The first positions were protected by minefields and obstacles. Behind them were trenches and anti-tank positions. Artillery covered key areas, and further back were additional defensive lines and reserve forces. The idea was simple. The Soviets did not need to stop the Germans at the first position. They only needed to slow them down. If Grossdeutschland broke through one line, another was waiting behind it. The German tanks could advance, but they had to stop repeatedly. Clear the mines, overcome the defensive positions, repair damaged vehicles, bring forward ammunition and fuel, then start the attack again. The Germans were still advancing, but the rapid breakthrough they needed was disappearing. When the German offensive began, Grossdeutschland moved into the Soviet defensive system. The battle was intense, but the Soviet defenses did not collapse. The Germans would break through one position, only to encounter another. The deeper they advanced, the more difficult the battle became. Every new defensive belt forced the Germans to slow down and reorganize. And this was exactly what the Soviets wanted. German armored operations depended on momentum. The faster the attack moved, the harder it was for the defender to respond. But at Kursk, the Soviets were taking that speed away. Grossdeutschland was still achieving local successes, but it was taking longer to achieve them, and that difference would decide the battle. The German plan depended on speed, but the Soviet defenses were consuming time. The offensive had failed to achieve its objective, and now the situation was changing. The Germans had started the battle as the attackers, but the Soviet defenses had slowed them down long enough for the Red Army to prepare its response. Grossdeutschland was not destroyed at Kursk. It remained a powerful German formation. The Soviets had built a battlefield designed to slow them down. Every defensive belt consumed time. Every delay reduced German momentum. And once the German offensive lost its speed, the entire operation began to collapse. Germany, meanwhile, was struggling to replace its losses and maintain the same operational tempo. At Kursk, Grossdeutschland discovered that it could break through Soviet defenses, but it could not break through them fast enough. And by the time its momentum was gone, the Red Army had achieved something far more important. It had learned how to turn defense into initiative. If you find this video pleasing, please support the channel by hitting the like button. Subscribe and also share this video. You can as well drop in the comments any tactical breakdown you would love to see. See you in the next one.